Yo guys, what's going on? This is Yoki Man here and welcome back to another episode of this Football Manager 2019 save here with Braga. In this episode we'll be taking on Vizela, one of the newly promoted teams. I thought we'd go with this game. It seemed to make sense. We've done a good chunk. I wanted to update you guys on what was going on. I could have done Porto or Sporting, but I think we've seen Porto played, tons and tons of times on this series, so I thought it made a bit of a difference to come back and play against this kind of team. And just to check on how we're doing, our form is inconsistent though, which is a little bit of a worry, but still 10 games in the league. We've won 9, we've drawn 1, we're on 28 points. Porto are going to be our rivals this year. I have no imagination whatsoever or intention that we are going to win the league this year. To be honest with you, I'll take second. The fact that top 3's Champions League now, that's the aim. Get Champions League this year. Keep building the trust fund that we're getting here in Portugal and keep on progressing the team, improving the youngsters, so on and so forth, as per usual. But if we did somehow manage to, cheat the league or whatever and get a win, it would be very nice. But our performances so far have been very good. But the Champions League took a small turn. But still, we seem to be pretty consistent. And the Champions League, the Europa League. We seem to be pretty consistent, and I'm pretty happy with what we've done. But anyway, enough of the rambling. Let's get into the schedule. Right, guys, so since that Rangers game, and I will admit this, in the last episode, I did say that it was Rangers away. It was Rangers at home. I don't know how I managed to make that mistake, but since that game, this is what we've done. We played against Victoria Setúbal. We beat them 1-0 at St. Curry. We then played Martino in the League Cup third phase Group A. I know, what a mouthful. Bruno Viana and Grant Margeman scoring for us. We then drew against Passos Ferreira. This was the frustrating one. It was a Christian penalty. Late on in the game, we probably weren't at our best. We definitely weren't firing on all cylinders, and that kind of starts a run of inconsistency. It was very frustrating for me to get this result. We then lost to Rangers. Kenneth scoring. We played pretty well. We weren't awful statistically, but yeah, it was a tough defeat to take because we were doing so well in the Europa League and just in general, and coming off that 1-1, it was very frustrating because we know we need to be squeaky clean this year, and it being our first defeat of the year, apart from the Super Cup. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating. But we did bounce back with a 4-0 win against Belenenses. João Novias, a Freddy on goal, Alejandro Marquez, who's fitting to the team quite well, and Shinji Okazaki. We then played against Oriental in the Tago de Portugal. We beat them 5-0. Febas de Silva, Raul Silva, Luis Suarez, and Ricardo Horta. I'm happy that Suarez is scoring sometimes as well, which is decent. And played against Athletic Bilbao, and it was 0-0. It was going to be the live comp. I was tempted to bring that as the live comp because if we won it, we went through. I think we went through anyway. Went through with the draw. I don't think it made a difference, but I was tempted to bring it just to be like, oh yeah, this is the game that gets us through. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't. It was a really boring game, and even on extended, there weren't many highlights. So I imagine if we'd have played it on key, yeah, it would have been a very short episode. There wouldn't have been much to bring. But that's pretty much the fixture. So let's go and choose the team for today's game. So guys, before we get into the game, I may have forgotten to tell you this. Now, I could have told you this in the last episode, but just in case I didn't, with my great memory, we did sign a player, Fede Varela. He looks very good. We signed him on a free contract, and he looks pretty decent. He's already valued at 6.75 million, which is great news. He is another midfielder, but with Donis having to play more and more on the left-hand side, we only really have, in my opinion, Christie, who plays as centre attacking midfielder. So bringing this guy in is a good idea. Now, he's passing 15, technique 15. Like, some of his attributes are really key to me. His vision is decent. I don't mind his work rates and his teamwork, which is quite big to me, but the attacking midfielder, not as important. His composure, he just looks like a decent all-round player for us. Now, he was a free contract, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure I didn't show you him. He's only come in very recently. In Portugal, you can bring in frees whenever you want, so I'm pretty sure I didn't show you him, so I thought I'd just show you him now before we got into the game in case he did feature in today's game. But he's yet to have a game. He played in the cup, but he's yet to start a game in the league. But yeah, he just looks like a decent pickup and all round someone who's going to be able to fill in that attacking midfield role. Right guys, so this is the team we're going to be going with. It's a pretty strong lineup. We're trying to get Martins back going. He's not got going at all this season, to be honest with you. He's been very poor. I've not been happy with him whatsoever. Christie's going to play attacking midfielder with Donis on the left, and Suarez is going to keep his place up front because he's been playing very well recently. But if we take a look at Martins this season, he's really been nowhere near his usual self. Now, I know he's been injured and he's not seen as much football because Alejandro Marquez, who I did sign potentially, well, most likely to be a striker, has come in and played this right wing role really well. Which is great news for us, though, because it means he's versatile in different positions. But Martins is used to scoring way more goals and having way better performances. He's been literally non-existent when I played him on this right-hand side. So I'm hoping to keep playing him and play him into form if, we can get him there. But that's the team for today's game. Guys, the team talk is done. We're set to key highlights. Let's go out and get this victory. I'm hoping for a victory today. Now, I did want to quickly comment and just see what people's opinions were. We have been doing a lot of key camera cuts recently, whereas even in the games I've been snipping them. Now, I'm not sure I'm going to snip and edit the games so that I miss out parts where there's nothing going on, because that's usually the parts where I talk non-stop. I'm going to leave them in for now, but I'm not sure if going forward... Go on, Donis. He got a block in. It'd have been great to score in the first minute, but okay, fair enough. But I'm not sure yet if I'm going to use that system. And if I do use that system, then I'm thinking maybe we should do 1 or 2 games in an episode. I'm still not decided whether people prefer these to be like we're doing now, where they're roughly around 10 minutes long, which is, for me, quite a bite-sized, decent-sized video. It's not a massively long video, is it really, 10 minutes? Compared to most videos. So I'm wondering if we are going to cut the games. Like there was a big portion there where I was talking, Christie off the post, Novius, Febus. I need to remember that there is a game going on in the background there. That I have noticed that we could fit more games in, but I do tend to do most of my talking while we're having like this period here where there's nothing going on, it's just processing. Is that a good opportunity for me to just cut that out, just give you highlights with commentary over? Penalty? VAR, as per usual. Is that a good time for us? Oh, this has got to be a goal. Let's just break and pause for a minute. Novius. Nice. For us to just cut and chop in and maybe have 2 games in, maybe even potentially 3 if they're just being highlights and me talking over the highlights, or does it make sense to have the full game in and me just to babble the entire way through? I haven't fully decided yet what makes sense going forward, but I think a huge portion of these episodes and the series really is the conversation, that I have with you guys through the medium of the processing screen, but anyway, babble done. Novius. You're nearly in for his second goal there. We're dominating them, which is 100% expected, but we need to keep on the pressure. Porto dropping points would be huge for us. And they're not, no. They were. I was just about to say, maybe they're playing one of the big teams. I mean, they might be, but they're not dropping points anymore. Bigley has scored for Sporting. Paches Ferreira winning again. Gumaresh winning. They've not been anywhere near as strong, though, recently. Yeah, Porto are playing against Boa Vista. So I'm expecting Porto to win. Maybe we can pray and hope that Boa Vista come back and get a goal. I mean, a points gap would be nice, but it's not happening. It's not happening at the minute. Right, team talk nailed. Let's get into the second half. And hopefully we can add more goals on. Let's pile the pressure on. Just make it a little bit of a more reassured victory. I want us to be dominant when we can be. And especially against teams that I feel like we should be dominant against. And this is definitely one of those teams. In fact, I think we're going to go attacking because we really should be pulling them apart a lot more than this. I was hoping for more highlights as well. Novius with a free kick here, and there we go. So Novius there has definitely been the key player in this game. He started to play himself back into the squad, to be fair. There was a huge period at this early stage of the season where he didn't play that much. I have to remember that we've actually not played that many games in the league. This is only game 11 in the league. Novius again, I was going to say, is he on for his hat-trick? This is only the 11th game in the league, so we've played a lot of games, but not a huge amount in the league. Novius. Christie loses out there. That's frustrating. Oh, I don't like this. We're bad when they can break, but it's a great block there from De Silva. Right, let's make some changes. Let's bring Gakuri on for Febas. Who else is non-existent? Again, Fabio Martin's not really doing anything. He just doesn't seem to have woken up in his role this year. Donis not doing anything. Luis Suarez not really doing anything. So let's bring Paulinho on. He can't really play complete forward as well as I'd like. But that's the... I've tried advance forward. They just don't seem to get into the game enough. Advance forward, they seem to be way too far up in the field to be involved. Deep lying forward, they don't seem to get forward enough for the crosses. It's kind of a catch-22. Gakuri comes on and then he scores instantly. Wow. So yeah, I think we're going to stick with this system though for now. It makes sense to me. Is there going to be any more action? I mean, we've been, again, 100% dominant. I wouldn't mind finding a way to get this tactic working so that we have more shots on target. It kind of just chooses for itself. Some games we have a lot of shots on target, and then other games it seems to be non-existent. Novius picks up an injury, so let's bring on Jadas. He's not seen much football, but when he has, he's actually been quite decent for us. We'll see how he performs in this game, but I don't think much more is going to happen. In fact, I think we're going to get the full-time whistle here. Okay, we're going to get it any minute, though, I'm pretty sure. Jadas moves forward with the ball. Donis. Jadas. De Silva. Are we going to get another goal here? Paulinho. No, we're not. He blows the whistle as it goes into the keeper's hands. But a pretty decent performance, a 2-0 victory. A game we definitely needed to win. Right, guys, well, that is it for today's episode. Porto did end up winning, which is a little bit frustrating. All the big teams won, though. Benfica won, and so did Sporting. I'm hoping when they play against each other that maybe some points are dropped. Sporting definitely not having a good time. They definitely were better at this point when I was managing them 100%. I also want to say thank you very much. I did have a goal for the month of January, was to hit 150 subscribers. Maybe you could say it's a day late, but as of today, we managed to smash that. Well, we managed to get 150, so I'm very happy about that. All the new people that are around, I massively appreciate you. All the old people that are around, I massively appreciate you. The support on the series has been pretty consistent. They seem to get consistent views. And seem to be doing quite well, and I'm really enjoying the saves that I'm doing. Feel free to comment on the idea of what we do in the episodes now when it comes to the games. I'm quite happy to do the games like that with just small cuts in little gaps and not really cutting much of the footage out during the game and just talking over it like I have been. I'm also open to the idea of doing maybe 1 or 2 games. We could even do extended highlights, and I'll just commentate over when the highlight is on and not commentate in the processing gaps. I mean, we could easily do that. But anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Please leave a like, and I will see you in the next one.